There we go. So we're gonna count down 3, 2, 1. Let's go. There we go. Perfect. Welcome everyone to the first game in the best of 5 series between TheMax and Rubenstock. This time around, first game as usual is going to be Bulgaria, and the civilizations right off the bat we can see are Mayans and Vikings. So Yasha, why don't you introduce the players and talk about the civs a little bit while I fix something over here.
Alright. Left side of the map we have Max in blue playing as the Mayans, and towards the right side of the map we have Villese playing as the Vikings.
Perfect.
Now if this were regular Arabia, you'd think the Mayans would have the edge a little bit, but being as this is an amphibious terrain and Vikings being the naval power that they are, you can argue that these two might be more evenly matched in a situation like this. Although I'm no expert on this map, but by any means, so could be wrong on that.
It's kind of it's kind of tricky in this kind of maps because you kind of have an idea of how the units, the matchups, how they do against one another, but when you take boats into the equation, it gets a lot harder. I mean, how do you even judge plume archers versus longboats?
Yeah, but then again, with the settings of this tournament involve the ships being a lot weaker than normal, just so they're not completely dominant. So,
right.
Okay, talking about their maps now. I'll start with Max's side towards the left here. Ooh, just looking at the mini map, you can tell this is not a closable map at all. This is pretty dire stuff. A secondary stone and main goal towards the front, way out in front, pointing towards Villese. He has his main stone towards the back. Still not super safe though, because there's no natural barriers here to help him wall off. Other goal to the left side of his base slot, 2 of them actually, and I guess those aren't in immediate danger, but they're going to be tough to secure as well.
Oh, take a look at the Eagle Warrior from TheMax.
Is that a lame?
That's how it is.
I didn't even notice.
That's how it is.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Max is going full lamer boy right now.
Let's see. So do longboats bonus damage apply on smaller units like boom also? Not completely sure, because even if it did regularly, because this tournament has a custom balance patch, you cannot really be sure. I'm not really familiar with the specifics, so I'm not really sure if any bonuses have been touched. But yeah,
the thing about ships is that they have like really random small to moderate amounts of attack bonuses against a lot of units. So it could very well apply to longboats. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but it's probably like a small bonus to like infantry, cavalry, archers, everything, most likely. I forgot to talk about Villese's side of the map, and his map is not all that much closable either. So it's my patented 180 map, 180 degrees of open space at the front, and Max, he's probably leaning closer to like the 270 or something, because it's even more open than Villese's. So neither of these guys have very nice maps. He's got 2 forward golds to boot. He has one towards the back, but it's really far away. His 2 stones are in the back too, although I don't think Vikings are going to have a ton of use for them. But maybe if Villese is brave enough to go for berserks at some point, assuming this game goes long enough, could have a use.
Well, it's gonna be a lot cheaper for Vikings to go for their strong unit in Castle Age than it's gonna be for Mayans.
I guess, but then again, I guess going berserks is kind of suicide against plumed archers. That's probably not a good idea.
So for the bonus, you're saying just normal damage plus 2x1 damage hits. That is because longbow shoots additional projectiles. Those are not affected, but the accuracy is an issue, because we have seen in past games, it seems like longbows don't really land all the hits, or don't really land all the projectiles, and don't really hit with all of them.
The arrow spread is a lot more loose when they're just regular longbows, but when you get elite, the arrow spread seems a lot tighter. It's a lot more accurate from what I can tell.
Yeah, and that was an issue because we have seen longboats in the past in this tournament playing against a variety of units. We have seen them against Mangudai, for instance. And yeah, it's the accuracy. That's usually what it boils down to. We have seen them against Arambai, and Arambai were more accurate, so that you get an idea.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Or at least they traded better. Well, Villese is going for the full map wall already. He's gonna have like a 15% of map secured for himself.
It's pretty dedicated of him. If I had a 180 map like this, I probably would have just like forgotten about walling in general.
I would kind of expect this from the Mayan player because of the 50% cheaper walls.
Yeah, but Max's base isn't as wallable as Vilese's, and Vilese's is really open, so that's saying something.
Well, it seems like blue is gonna go for it as well. It seems to be wall in the front.
Kind of late though. Militia out front, but they're going to be Villese is going to be pretty disappointed. I'm sorry, Max is going to be pretty disappointed to find that Villese is walled up. Oh, except for this little hole that this eagle is running through right now. Oh, Villese caught it just in time. He walled it up.
So Suomi KP, sorry. Yeah, the projectiles need to hit. It's not, the bonus damage doesn't apply on the first one only.
I see. Is Villese trying to do some kind of FC strategy? Just naked FC?
I'm not really sure. The villager count is not that convincing.
Yeah, and his farm count's not very convincing either. Max, the thing about Max is, there's a little meme I saw on Reddit the other day where...
Ah, close, sorry. Go on.
Close. Where he plays like really standard. Of course, he's really strong, but he plays fairly standard and like very calm in team games. But when he's 1v1, he becomes like he's very aggressive. So it wouldn't even surprise me if he's just going to try forwarding right now, which he is. Forward archery range, just towards the north of Vilese's base.
You can say it right now. What time are you at?
12:20. He just did feudal.
Okay. We're about the same time.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Hopefully. Well, we have Minotaurs now. Minotaurs 1 eagle.
You know what I think would be really crazy? He's got Max has a villager forward. If you were to cut one of these stragglers that Villese is trying to use as part of his wall off, and he put a palisade over it to get rid of it,
true.
Just let these military units inside, that'd be like a 200 IQ move right there.
Well, he's got the one villager building the tower over there.
Yeah, I see that. Tower's almost up. Villese does not. No, he does not even see it coming.
That's true. He has no idea.
He can't even like scan it with palisade or a house foundation because he didn't explore that part.
Wait a moment. What is this? It really looked like Villese was trying to go and patch that straggler tree over there, but no. Just gonna build a house.
Meanwhile, Max is pretty much fully walled up at home.
Yeah.
Just finishing off this little last part towards the left side of his base. But everywhere else, it's nicely secured, I have to admit.
I'm gonna take a quick look at something. So we have 56 palisade walls for blue, and we have 42 for Villese. So it's a more expensive walling for the red player. Surprisingly.
Wait, Capture Age can count the number of palisade walls?
Yeah.
Or you clicked on all of them, did you? Or...
Yeah, you can just double click anything and it's gonna select everything. You can do that with trees as well.
Yeah, that house is a goner. Oh, but thankfully he got the tower up. That's gonna force Max back. He's built a dock. Can this be for demo rafts? I could definitely see it for demo rafts.
I'm not really sure though.
Another tower coming up for Villese on the right side of his base, because that's where Max is most likely going to pressure next.
At this point in time, The resources are looking very good for Villese, and that is the power of wheelbarrow. Free wheelbarrow.
So, no, it wasn't like a wall-up fast castle, but it was more of a, how should I call this?
Archer build.
No, I meant for Villese, like, he's got no military, essentially. It's like an FC longbow player or something, I don't know.
I'm not really sure if he's gonna be able to pull it off. He's got... Okay, that gate was not very strong, but the tower is gonna prevent the units from going in.
And one advantage of watching this over the other one you suggested is, well, I guess we're gonna see potentially better micro and stuff because these guys are from the same country. No need to worry about lag.
Oh no! Oh no! I screwed up! Damn it! Oh, this is not Rubenstock. Why? This is Villese. Oh my god. I don't know why I did that. Okay, my bad, my bad. There we go. The scoreboard has been fixed. I'm gonna fix the title right now.
For a second, I thought you meant you sent the wrong series. I was like...
I think I did. I mean, I used Rubenstock in the message.
What about the stream title? Okay, the stream title is right. The scoreboard is wrong.
Just change it. Just change both. I know, my bad, man. Oh no, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. It's not in the tournament.
Lo siento mucho.
My bad, man. I don't know. I just had two Finnish players in my mind, and I just completely screwed up everything. We banned some caster. Damn it!
Villese got this tower on the right side of his wood line up just in time. Max's tower still went up, but he's not going to win that tower fight.
No, not at all. There's villagers at hand for Villese.
Is there any angle that Max did not try to break through? Now he's trying to break through the left side.
Well, I think if he built a tower on the left wood, he would potentially do a little bit more damage because he has been denying the right-hand side wood already with those two towers.
Stone walls, even.
Stone walls for Villese?
Because neither of these guys really have much variety with regards to wood lines, so it's really important that these guys can secure them.
Yeah.
Which Villese did. And here come the longboats.
Somehow saying Rubenstock would have stomped everyone. No one would expect the water gnome douche.
Douche. I knew it.
He's pretty good with that. But yeah. Alright, both players are now in Castle Age. What time are you? Oh, the four villager from the max went down.
2140.
2140? Oh, okay, I'm gonna increase the speed a little bit. Falling behind.
Oh, is this bill gonna get gunned down? Yeah, the longboats can reach. So their attack has been gypped, but their range hasn't, so... Water Arabia.
Yeah, pretty good range for the longboats. And as you can see, they're not dealing that much damage to the villager. And that is, I still think, mostly about the accuracy.
So it looks like Max doesn't care about plumes right now. So if he gets a castle, it's probably going to be for obsidian arrows. I'd love to see that.
Town Watch coming up for the max. Is that necessary at this point?
Town Watch?
I guess
well,
he wants to
extra
secure
vision
the
is
wood.
always nice.
Potentially.
I mean, Town Watch, I mean, for 75 food, it gives you so much value. You might as well pick it up. And it saves lives, man. That tech saves lives.
Let's see.
I remember there's a team game I remember casting with nobody, and I forgot the players, but one of them tried to tower his flank, and when that failed, he went to his pocket. I remember the pocket was back T, but back T was Byzantines, and thanks to the free Town Watch, he was able to see the sneaky tower on his woodline. He was able to counter tower just in time. Like, it saves lives.
Yeah, and it seems kind of important to save the wood, exactly as you said. Both players have really limited access to wood, so he wouldn't really want to lose any of those.
So Max with all the map control right now, but Villese he's going to be trying to gain it back. Longboats, really speedy units, not just compared to land units, but apparently being compared to other boats, they're really fast. So
yeah, what timer yet?
So he's going to do some counter rating. 25-25.
Okay. There we go. Right now,
you
the
can get a big
military...
enough mass of these. You can just you can get big enough massive longboats. You can literally just park him inside at Max's base and just gun down these TCs.
You could potentially do that. Right now, he's choosing to spread them out and try to deny as much eco as possible. Not gonna be able to. We have the crossbows from TheMax back here.
Oh man.
The LS6 coming up for TheMax, that's gonna be very, very, very important as you deal against mobile units.
These crossbows can't run away from these longboats. They're all gonna die.
They cannot run away, but I was doing some quick maths, and with 12 crossbows, you could one-shot longboats.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't have that number.
Wait, 12?
But these
Did I say
longbows are
12? That
taking
is
a
not...
lot of damage, actually.
That doesn't make any sense, actually. 22, sorry.
22, yeah. That makes sense. Unless the crossbows did some kind of bonus damage to them.
Yeah, 22, dealing 6 damage per shot. Longboats at this point only have 1 pierce armor, crossbows dealing 7, so it's 6 effective damage.
This is where the Vikings, I think, have the real potential to start pulling ahead, because remember, food, most important resource in the mid game, and Vikings have some of the best farmers as opposed to Mayans, which have the worst farmers.
Oh, Vikings have some of the best villagers for eco.
Yep, in the mid game, they're fantastic.
Take a look at the resources right now. We have 400 food for Villese and more villagers, and we have only 20 for TheMax.
I was kind of going into this thinking, Max is going to win like sub 20 minutes every single game.
You would think that. You would think that.
Yeah.
Well, Villese has been playing real well though. Last week when we played against Leary, I did not expect the result.
Well, I unfortunately didn't watch that, so I guess I'll have to take a look at that. But...
Okay, spoiler alert for anyone in the chat or on YouTube watching the video. I'm gonna reveal the result. It was actually 3-2 in favor of Leary.
It's very close. Could it be just that Leary's just out of practice? I don't know. Because I think Leary's been really involved in team games lately, not so much 1v1s.
Yeah, that is definitely true. He's not as active as he used to be.
So that could definitely be a part of it. Not to say that he's obviously a bad player, because he's considered like number 2 in the world. Although interestingly, watching a couple of Ornlu's streams, he mentioned that when it comes to specifically the topic of facing and beating Viper, he thinks MBL has an edge over a guy like MBL has an edge over Leary in that regard. So Leary otherwise a bit of a better player, but specifically with the topic of beating Viper, MBL is just a bit better.
Did you watch MBL versus the Viper series?
That was this weekend, wasn't it?
Yep.
I saw like 10 minutes of it, and I saw the clip where he tried to, this I guess a spoiler as well, but he tried to lame Viper when he was like 3 tiles away from his TC in that really closed, that map.
Yeah,
I forget the name.
Yeah.
Close quarters.
I know which one. I don't remember the name, but yeah.
Quick gate shenanigans and just screwed up lamer boy.
That was the 4th, that was the 4th game. But it was not the first time that MBL tried to lame him, and we casted that series yesterday. So people who are here probably they already know the result as well. But during the second game, I think it was. No, actually during the first game, yeah, it was in Bog Arabia. Yeah, and BL trying to lame, and he just, I don't know, he just wasted a lot of time with the Eagle Scout. He didn't really manage to do very much with it. He couldn't lame either.
That clip was hilarious. I saw it from Demize's perspective, and I saw it from Mem's perspective. I love both their reactions.
I'm gonna take a look at that because I only saw when when the Eagle Scout went down, but I was not paying attention to it closely when it happened.
Huge mob of crossbows from Max waltzing into Villese's base. He's trying to quick tower, but that's not gonna work, man. You don't have enough builders.
Let's take a
he's
look
gonna
at
take more losses here by the stone mine.
The HP
It
pool
can't all
is
fit inside.
HP pool is heavily in favor of Villese, but the units are in favor of the Max. The Max can at this point one-shot long. Okay, never mind. He doesn't have the numbers anymore.
It looks like Max is trying to like step back and shoot, as if he thinks the longboats have like less range than the crossbows do, but it's actually quite the opposite.
Pretty close fight actually.
It is. And both these players have ballistics, so
It's gonna go in favor of Villese for sure.
yeah, if it's an arrow spread like this, doing that whole stop micro, trying to jabate units with ballistics isn't gonna work too well against the longboats.
Yeah. But can you see how inaccurate those units are? They're missing a lot of shots of the secondary projectiles.
Well, if it's like a huge clump of units, I guess the stray shots will still land. So, if Villese can grab elite longboat, like I said, the arrow spread's going to be a bit more accurate.
Although I'm not really sure if the secondary projectiles hit, if they don't hit the unit that they are targeting. Because I was taking a look at the HP pool from the Max's army, and it didn't
No
seem
straight
like,
damage?
yeah, it didn't seem like adjacent units didn't take any damage.
That's fair. Might
We
want to
are
look into that.
in Imperial though, at least Villese is. With more villagers.
More villagers and what's the elite upgrade cost on longboats anyways? Let's see. 750 food, 475 gold. That's actually cheaper than I expected.
Yeah. We don't have elite longboats yet. At least not on the way.
But he can afford it reasonably soon, I think. Let's see. How many farmers does he have? 33. That's actually pretty solid food income. I mean, considering that he's not making any food units right now.
Right. Oh, that's my cat. There we go.
Your cat. Just like terror.
The Max is trying to do some damage over here. He managed to go inside with a bunch of crossbows again, but he's taking a lot of damage from the towers.
Max even has guard tower.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, the crossbows are dropping like flies.
Villese getting guard tower as well.
That is so bad. And Villese, yeah, Villese is gonna be on the other side of the map now, harassing the Max's eco. Fortunately for the Max, longboats are not so accurate.
These classy looking Central European guard towers. What time are you at right now?
Right now, 39:23.
Yeah, slightly behind.
I'm slightly behind.
But not too bad. No, I was slightly behind.
Oh, okay.
You're saying the cross was getting gunned down. I didn't quite see it, but then I saw the cross was dying.
Yeah. Trebuchet now from Villese, that's going to be quite important. That's a technology or a unit in Imperial Age that you just cannot really fight against in Castle Age.
Yeah, Max is just getting picked apart. Yeah, he had all the map control in the Feudal Age, but now the roles have been flipped. Villese has all the map control now.
And if you take a look, he's gonna send a couple of longboats behind the Max's wood line over there, and the tower doesn't have enough range.
Elite longboat coming in as well.
Oh, that's true.
Let's try and compare like the arrow spread, if we can.
I think we're gonna have kind of a big fight in the
It's
middle.
pretty wide. It looks like almost like two or three tile, almost like two tiles worth of like arrow spread.
Mm-hmm.
But what about after Elite? Because from what I remember growing up playing this, like the arrow spread got more accurate.
Let's see.
And it looks like the arrows, like that one longbow targeting that outpost, it's not missing shots against the outpost anymore.
I'm not really sure.
It is tighter. It's like it's like one tile.
They're missing a lot of shots though. Select all the crossbows.
Yeah, I'm trying. Arbalests now.
Yeah.
It ended before I got a good look at it. But yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't really look like they are losing a lot of HP. Still though, very well played for Villese. Kind of surprised about this.
Yeah, so he decided. So once again, this game was basically land versus sea approaches, and in this particular game, the sea approach won.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, quite understandably as well. Even though crossbows are alright against boats, Blooms obviously want to go for plume archers, and that is a larger investment to get into.
Yeah, Gezrar, that is the truth. Mayan farmers, the tech tree says that they work about 3% slower now. Before the last patch, they were 11% slower. But after some numbers I ran in the scenario editor, I think the percentage is closer to 5% slower. So I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot on paper, but when you play them, yeah, I think it is a little bit noticeable in their boom, in my opinion. But I mean, considering you're making units in the mid game that don't cost a lot of food, usually it's not too big of an issue for Mayans. But it still kind of sucks to have those slow farmers sometimes.
About the arrows and the secondary projectiles, that seems to be how it works. Indeed, it seems like ballistics only affects the first one, because yeah, they were still pretty inaccurate, at least the secondary projectiles, which is a bummer, but I guess it's alright against high pierce armor units or traditional high pierce armor units such as rams, for instance, which is what usually...
They also deal bonus damage against rams, these boats.
Yeah,
so
which
they
is...
rip them apart.
That's usually the kind of unit you want to use those against. Are you in the achievements right now?
Oh no, I was still in game. Okay, I have the achievements now.
Alright. I'm gonna update the score. So, military. KD was pretty good for Villese, actually.
Let's see.
For Villese.
Yeah, it's like a 2 to 1. That's really nice.
Kind of unfortunate though. The team
Max obviously had a slightly larger army, just because his army is fundamentally cheaper than the longboat army, but still the difference wasn't massive.
The team colors for Capture Age were actually opposite from the actual game, so now in the achievements, the max is red for me.
Yeah, Star Wars. The main caster, his name is Nova, and I'm the co-caster, I'm Josh. Although my Voobly and Steam ID is Kizillion. It's my everyone just calls me Josh. That's my IRL name, and it's just a lot easier to say.
It's a lot easier to say. I can attest that.
Eco stats.
Yeah.
Better across the board for Villese except for gold, and even then, only about a 400 difference. Wow, I did not expect Max to be that far behind in economy. That's surprising.
That's a lot.
Maybe that's just the strength of the Viking economy in the mid game. I don't know.
And it's not only free wheelbarrow and handcar, but also he had more villagers as well. So pretty convincing over there.
79 compared to 105. That's a huge difference. Damn.
Yep. Yeah, with stronger or better villagers for eco as well. You can see the timeline is pretty convincing.
The thing is, Gez, it doesn't say in the regular tech tree, but if you look at the more detailed Voobly tech tree, then it does say that resources last 15% longer, including 15% longer, but farmers work around 3% slower.
Okay, let me see. Maybe like this. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Max is still blue here. All right, there
okay,
we go.
Max is blue now for me as well.
So talking about the civs, you know, starting with Max's Civ Japanese, they're one of the top civilizations, I think, for these kinds of amphibious maps, because Japanese have a very strong navy tech tree as well as some nice bonuses to help them get on the water. The cheaper drop-off points means they can save as much as almost upwards of 200 wood just playing normally, basically, and that's a lot of extra resources to put into docks, fishing ships, fire galleys, things like that. Mongols, no specific navy bonuses, but they also have a really nice navy tech tree, and they're strong on water not because of any direct bonuses as mentioned, but because they can up so fast. And on these kinds of water type of maps, speed and uptime is really king. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Both these guys putting down their first docks, trying to get some fish access. Not a whole ton of fish in this map, but I guess it's enough to kind of kickstart their early economy. So it's probably why they're going for that.
I was taking a look, and TheMax, just now he moved one of the villagers to a more efficient tree because he was chopping from the other side of the woodland for like, I don't know, 5 minutes already.
With this style of map, is it even like worth talking about like the resource placement? I'm always like scratching my head when I see a map like this regarding that.
For most of the maps here in this tournament, it's not that. It can be important, but it's not that big of a deal in this one specifically, because they are usually pretty safe until Castle Age.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it, even the so-called back resources could be exposed to like boat raids if the opponent goes around. So
in this specific map generation, yeah, but we have had cases where the mainland, the solid ground in your base touches the edge of the map, so it's a little bit more secure. And we have had cases as well where the middle water reaches one of the bases but not the other one, so it's a little bit better for one player of the other to go for water units, because you can place the water units on the water without land units reaching them.
Ooh, Vil almost got picked off for Max right there, but he pulled it back in time. So it looks like both these guys will be taking a water approach. Villese already up 919 uptime, 946 uptime for Max. That's enough time to get out one boat, I think. So,
right.
Testing the middle. Let's see. Let's see.
We don't have any right-hand side walls coming up for TheMax. Villese is completely open. Villese is also only on single lumber camp. So yeah, he's gonna try to go for a very aggressive early game. Sending a couple of villagers forward as well, so he's gonna try to go for the forward stable. Building the barracks back at home and sending 2 forward villagers to build the stable as soon as he hits fuel age.
So Villese just straight up doesn't care about the water? Alright, well, I mean, it's not like ships are completely dominant here, so there's no problem in going that.
I'm not really sure about this though, because now Villese knows that TheMax is completely walled, and TheMax is going to be quite safe for the time being unless we see a tower, which we are, so it's not going to be scouts at all anymore, it's going to be towers. Change of plans.
Yeah, sneaky tower. It's gonna deny almost completely. Oh, and now he sees it. Brought the scout over and he got just enough information. Yeah, I don't think Villese is gonna be able to get his tower up before Max is with all those builders. Yeah, just abandoned ship, man.
That was very inconvenient for him. I really like his style going hyper aggressive, but very unfortunate that that TheMax is now completely walled, so he cannot go for the stables that I think he wanted to go for.
I think this placement was just a little bit questionable for the watchtower. I mean, the way he was coming, I would have done it straight, like towards the middle of Max's wood line here. So, I think that would have kept the tower out of vision.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh no, he does care about the water as well. He's got Got a fire galley engagement over here.
What time are you at?
11:35.
Okay, okay.
Oh, but he has Villese engaged the Max's fire galley late, but he does have repairs here, so.
So yeah,
Forced to pull back.
for people wondering why we're giving away 3 months of gold rather than platinum, we are probably gonna have a 2-part stream. So after this series, we're gonna have a break, probably. Not completely sure yet, but it's likely that I'm gonna need to go away a little bit. And then if we resume, the second part of the stream is gonna have another 3 months of gold. So we are giving away 2 premiums rather than a single one. So you can join now, and if you don't win, you can come back later and try again.
How long do you think, if we do take a break, how long do you think it's going to be in between?
Honestly, I think it's probably not gonna be more than an hour, because it's the solar eclipse here in Argentina. So I want to take a look at it. But I'm not really sure if I'm gonna leave or not, because it's looking kind of cloudy right now.
Do you have eclipse goggles?
No, but last night I made the DIY pinhole box.
I see. I don't have anything like that at home, so I haven't been. I have seen there have been a couple solar eclipses that happen where I live, but it's mainly lunar eclipses I was able to look up at.
I think in 2017 there was a solar eclipse in the US.
Yeah, I think that was it. All I remember, I couldn't look directly up at it, but what I remember was I was just inside my house. And I noticed that outside, like, it was still sunny, like you could still see it was sun, but it was like really dark at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. So
it's
like,
kind of like
that's
dusk.
the solar eclipse going right now. Yeah, how about you do it first, Suomi? Maybe we can, and maybe I'll join in.
Yeah, that sounds safe.
Yeah, so huge water engagement in the middle. And what's the dock count looking like for these guys?
Let's see.
2 docks.
Yeah, 2 for TheMax, 2 for Villese as well.
Yeah, so it's pretty even, all things considered. 5 military to 5, although that includes the scouts, so it's probably more like 4 and 4.
The water battle seems to be going in favor of TheMax. Yeah.
Oh my god, look to the left side of Les's map. Max managed to sneak a villager all the way over here.
What? Oh, right there.
He's gonna tower.
Well, Villese did end up walling that area. At least.
The question is, what is he gonna tower? The gold or the wood? It looks like he's gonna go for the wood.
But Villese is going for the other gold anyway, so the gold would not be an issue, and he's got plenty of wood on the right-hand side as well. So I'm not sure about this.
Here comes the sneaky tower right behind the wood line.
Yeah.
And, Max doesn't have fletching yet. Granted, I don't think you need fletching to reach those villas, but the way that tower is placed, but a 3rd dock even for Villese.
Suomi says he has already stared directly at the sun, and that's where his typos are coming from.
You probably should go to a doctor for that, man.
But yeah, I think I did stare at the sun directly a couple of times during my childhood for really brief periods of time. But I'm not really sure how your eyes change as you age, and especially how the repair process for your body changes. So I'm probably not gonna risk it right now.
Young, dumb elementary kid.
Of course.
Now I'm just a young, dumb college student.
Another tower coming up for TheMax, right besides Villese's gold. But yeah, Villese is gonna have access to the other one. He's moving the villagers, the lumberjacks, to the other wood. What?
Villese does not see that next tower. It's just outside his line of sight.
Right.
And here comes 2 fire galleys too. He's probably gonna wants to like bust through these palisade walls too.
That could be a good, yeah, that could be a good thing for him. But right now, Villese is getting very close to clicking up, actually. So I don't think he's gonna worry that much.
Remember, boys, Town Watch saves lives.
True.
And Villese does not have it. Sadly, he does not have it.
But he is gonna have potentially rams or some sort of siege now in Castle Leech.
And that goal is GG.
Rip.
Luckily, his other one's pretty well
safe.
secured, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the kind of fish boom that the Japanese are capable of, I would have expected Max to have been up first, but I guess he's lost supremacy on the water, more or less, so he can't exactly fish boom in peace.
Right.
He's got 2 idle fishing ships towards the right side of his base.
It's still pretty contested though, or actually, or is it? Wait. Oh no!
Just saw a whole bunch
Nothing.
of red, and oh now Max has regained control of the water.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still nowhere near close to clicking up. He's like, okay, now he's using the market though. So he's still short like 300 food. So even if Villese, he just needs to run away and buy time with the navy he has. Just grab the war galley tech, get fire ship out, and basically just kill Max.
Man, it's gonna be 2-0 if this goes like this. Keeps going like this. Mongols, we have seen them a couple of times in this map, in some of the series that I have casted, and they are pretty strong. Of course they are.
I think, yeah, I mentioned Japanese being strong for their amphibious map potential, but definitely Mongols, I think, have the capacity to handle that kind of map well too.
I think up until
good Navy tech tree, good up times, everything.
Yeah, I think up until middle to late Castle Age, Japanese are for sure extremely powerful and super versatile. But Mongols in the late game, man, you know how it is.
Yeah, Japanese aren't necessarily built to deal with Megadai, but then again, a ton of civilizations aren't.
Yeah, they're just too strong. Usually the case, the point that you make against Mongols is don't let them get fully upgraded Megadai, because then it's GG. It's almost a similar situation with gods as well. And
Because the problem with Mongols as a civ usually is the fact that their boom in the mid game is really generic. So that's preferably the time you want to be putting pressure on them. But the problem is Japanese have an equally generic boom in the mid game as well, so a generic eco in the mid game as well. So it's not like they're super well equipped to deal with the Mongols here either. These guys, these two civs are basically even.
Well, Castle Lich is coming up for TheMax now. We don't have a castle coming up for Villese yet, and he doesn't have the stone.
I guess the defining difference is the fact that Mongols have a slightly more diverse variety of units. Because they've got good crossbows, they've got good knights, good camels, good everything just about in the Castle Age. It's just they don't have an eco bonus to back any of that up.
Do Japanese get heavy demolition ship? I think they only get regular demolition, right?
That's the one tech, that's the one navy tech they miss.
Right. But other than that, they get pretty good water, and especially in Imperial Age, they get the elite cannon galleon as well.
Yeah, Mongols used to have that until they lost it with the Forgotten Empires.
Let's see. Courtesy coming up for Villese
Star Wars.
too. Oh, Star Wars, see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, see you later, man.
Villese is all over the map. And
Pretty much.
Max is just holed up in the corner, basically. Plus this little Oh, this could change. Max forwarding 2 stables, massing up knights.
I'm not really sure about this though. Mongols get camels. But right now,
Yeah,
well, Villese doesn't have the stables, right?
Preferably you want to be matching your opponent's numbers with camels if they're going knights. And if there's already like, I don't know, 10 knights inside your base and you just start making camels, that's not going to be very nice for you. Especially because Villese doesn't have any stables up. No stables.
Right.
He's just completely committed to water still.
He could put the oh, the max broke through. I was gonna say Villese could potentially go for like a couple of monks, and that usually is enough to push players away.
What time are you at?
29:35. What time are
I
you
fell
at
way
right
behind.
now? Oh yeah.
Okay, now I just caught up.
It's because I change the game speed constantly to adjust.
Yes.
Because at times I fall behind and then I get ahead too much.
This Meganot's gonna get picked off.
Yeah.
Monk coming out though.
I think we are going to get a conversion.
Yep, one conversion.
That's still a lot of damage potentially coming up for in favor of the max.
Chain barding for Max 2. These knights are going to be pretty resilient raiding this base. Especially because Villese does not have Bodkin researched. This TC isn't going to be all that threatening.
Ah, there are no more knights though. There are 3 knights outside Villese's walls.
Yeah, but he still has to do something about this area. He needs to wall it back up.
He needs to wall that.
Maybe
and the max,
dumpster these towers too.
The max needs to do as much damage as possible because he's way behind right now. He's like 15 villagers behind actually.
Yeah, about 14, 15 villas behind. He's also slightly behind in military.
That is not what you want to see, man.
Yeah, never what you want to see.
Both behind the eco, behind the military, it's not good. And now Villese with a couple of water units just harassing the Max's eco. If the Max cannot do something real quick right now in Castle Age, I think Villese is gonna dominate pretty soon in probably like 10 to 15 minutes as he goes up to like over 100 villagers, clicks up to Imperial Age, starts researching stuff for Mangodai.
Definitely agreed.
The Max, man, the clock's ticking. And he's going for monks.
I lied. Japanese, I guess, don't have. I think if this map had more fish, I think the Japanese would definitely have the eco lead because the fish boom is very relevant on this map still.
Right.
So I probably could have had that edge, but unfortunately, it looks like almost all the fish is gone in the center of the map. Just a couple of little nodes left.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there's no water presence for the Max anyway. Well, he's going for knights. He's trying to mass them up. He's massing a couple back at home. It seems like the knights that he had forward, he lost them. Probably got converted or got picked out by the TCs.
Les is clearing out these towers to the left side of his base, and once he does, he can freely wall just to keep out those knights.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but take a look at this. Scout cavalry coming up for the Max now. Oh, but a 4 castle for Villese. It's even 5 villagers. 10 villagers over there. This is pretty good stuff. Villese is sending 10 villagers to build a castle forward. He's got a demolition ship there in place. He's got a bunch of fire ships, and he's got a couple of monks even. So
yeah, there's no way this castle's getting denied.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard for the Max to stop this. Villese, man, surprising me for sure. Playing this very
basically
well.
One half of his wood access is basically GG at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that castle's going up. The Max is trying to go for his zone though. But Villese's got resources to go for another castle too.
And if this goes to a Trev War, 2 castles versus 1, that's not in favor of Max at all. I wouldn't even be surprised if Max just calls GG at this point. See, he has to know how behind he is.
Yeah, the castle is going out for Villese. I think it's gonna deny the Max's castle.
He's only on 1 TC to Vilese's 3.
Or maybe not. Okay, it's not gonna deny the castle farm. Yeah, it's not gonna deny.
This is terrible stuff for him.
Yeah, still though, losing villagers at this point. Oh my god, he's not garrisoning the villagers! He's... Oh no! The Max is losing all the villagers! All of them!
No!
That was a doubt castle after the castle went up.
Oh.
49 villagers right now for blue. I think he was trying to micro the scouts.
What you said was basically an oxymoron. The whole point of a down castle is a castle that never goes up.
That's true, that's true. Man, I don't know about this. I think just a bunch of pikemen should clear this up, and that's exactly what Villese is going for.
Yeah, GG called for Max. There's really nothing he can do at this point.
I'm slightly behind, but yeah, it looks like GG anyway.
So the map control is just so far in favor of Villese, there's no way he's coming back from that.
There we go.
Oh,
GG
Max.
call.
Could it just be that he's just not used to this kind of map? I wonder.
I don't know. I don't know. For the prize pool, you would think that they would probably train.
I guess.
I think he probably did. Let's see. Alright, so 4 achievements. Pretty convincing victory for Villese. Score lead of over 1000 KD. Still in his favor, although very close. A bunch of those from the Max, the units lost for the Max were villagers though.
Obviously better eco across the board for Villese, except for gold. A little bit of a difference there. About 600 gold or so.
Yeah, still though, more than making up for it with the other resources.
Yeah.
Just cannot fight having over 30 villagers of advantage. 32 villagers if you take a look at the villager height.
Yeah, I see it.
And that was actually... the Max ended the game I think with 49 or something like that because he lost so many to the castle. But
It was pretty sad.
Pretty good game. Let's
Max,
see.
He's gonna pull off a reverse sweep.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's take a look. Thank you for your kind words.
Thanks. Man. Although to be completely honest, I'm feeling a little bit out of it compared to like maybe 2 weeks ago when we were casting. But I'm still trying my best.
It's alright. Days and days. Let's see.
Yeah.
Third game. Are you up?
Yep, I've paused it. Just waiting on your call.
Alright, perfect. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Oh, the score. I didn't update the score. But still, the game's running.
Overlay is gone. F11. There it is.
Alright. So, third game in the best of 5 series between the Max and Villese in the MSC tournament week 3. The Max is going to be playing Italians in the northwest. Villese is going to be playing Slavs in the southeast. And this map is called Mangrove Flood. So, what is the map looking like? What can you say about it? What can you say about the saves as well?
The map, well, if you took away the center part, it would look very much like an Arabia map of sorts. But with this center part,
it's gonna make it impossible for water units to cross between bases.
I don't know, maybe liken it to Kilimanjaro, I don't know. You have resources at the top here, at this little hill, and whoever controls it, I guess, controls the game. If I had to try and relate it to existing maps,
right,
that's probably the best I would do. As far as the civs go, Italian's top tier water civilization, although in a more amphibious water maps like setting like this, I'm not so sure that they're a top civ in that regard. I could be wrong on that. It's just I'm not too versed in the water meta, honestly.
Right.
But Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I still think they can do pretty well, just because Italian's really nice tech tree, although they have a lot of noticeable holes in there that don't sit too well with me personally. Um, Slavs, they're pretty much like a land powerhouse. They're not suited for water at all. But I mean, if you had to, yeah, they don't have too much going for them on the water at all. No water bonuses, no nothing.
Right.
So, I think Slavs are going to want to, because they're more of a land powerhouse. I think they're more inclined to want to secure the middle, just so they can have a nice little base of operations to push into their opponent's base to kill them.
I think in this specific matchup, probably Slavs are a little bit stronger up until Castle Age than Italians, as they get access to stronger water units, and if they get a castle and start messing up, Genoese crossbows are specifically good against cavalry, of course, and infantry, and Slavs don't really have very good ranged units to counter Genoese eventually, either.
Their skirms are okay. I mean, they miss Bracer, but they basically match the Genoese for range anyways, because Genoese have 4 base range. Plus, Genoese crossbows are basically an Imperial Age unit, not too relevant in Castle Age.
Right.
The exception, of course, is like if I'm on Arena and I'm doing like fast tip monk strats that involve using trebs as well, building a castle and getting trebs. I do like making some Genoese crossbowmen to back up my monks because they just kill cavalry so easily. That's the one context where I do like to make them. They're very nice.
Italians, they also get decent cavalry, so you can back up your Genoese crossbows with cavalier if you wanted to. If you go for Slavs, you're kind of in trouble because you get good infantry, you get good cavalry. You could potentially go for siege though, but you're gonna need to pair that up with something else if the Italian player goes for cavalry as well.
Yeah, these two civs have identical stables, Hazar and Paladin. Sorry, Paladin. Hazar and Cavalier.
Yeah.
Slavs with Paladins, the dream, man. But yeah.
Well, I think probably the Slavs are gonna have the edge up until Castle Age. If anything, because of the faster working farmers, that's gonna give them a very nice eco boost.
Yeah,
but I would say probably the longer the game goes on, the harder it's gonna be for Villese to keep up. I mean, in terms of army, of course.
I could say that, but then again, you know, can the Italians deal with like a massive Slavic siege push? Like that's an
issue. That's an issue because Italian siege is pretty bad, like pretty bad. And on water, they don't even get heavy demolition ship. They only get demolition ship, fast fire ship. Potentially demolition ships, they could make use of that. But of course, that's only going to work in the amphibious terrain. It's not going to work in the middle.
I think they do have cheaper bombard cannons, and they do have very good monks. So I guess that's really all they need.
Bombard cannons, yeah.
Monks especially, because the bombard cannons, they're cheaper, but they do miss some siege engineers. So it's kind of like you're screwed one way, but you benefit another way. But the monks especially, I think, are
still going to be better than no bombard cannons at all.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But like I was saying, I think the monks can be a pretty serious consideration for Max, because if you look at the Slavs monk tech tree, they miss heresy and faith.
Yes.
So without either of those techs, their siege is very vulnerable to conversions. Siege onagers, which are like one of their most popular picks, because cheaper and strong, and they get all upgrades. They can be converted so easily. So
Italian monks are pretty good as well. They get all the technologies except for heresy, I guess. I think, and
heresy
that's the thing.
Super relevant for them, because I don't think the Italian military isn't super expensive. I guess the one thing it could be nice for is to protect their bombard cannons, but then again, they do have hussars to deal with the monks, and honestly, Slavs do as well. So.
But then you get potentially in Imperial you get Genoese as well.
Yeah,
I think the versatility, it's a matter of versatility for it, going in favor of Italians in Imperial Age. As you mentioned, the bombard cannons are going to be pretty good. Slavs don't get those.
But still, bomber cannons aren't necessarily a panacea for like a massive Slavic siege ram push. I think that's like a siege ram and halberdier push. I think is something that's a lot of civs can deal with, but I think Italians could potentially struggle with that here.
Potentially, yeah.
The thing is, will the game go that long though? Because these past 2 games we've seen, they haven't been able to go to post imp.
Right.
They ended early imp at the latest.
See. What is this? Hello, how are you doing? I've watched your Villese official Twitch channel. MSC Week 3 series with no one. I am about to design a custom overlay for your streaming. I'm gonna ban that that account. That is a bot.
Oh my god. What is wrong with these guys?
I'm not really sure if they really get people like this or not.
So basically this it looks like an arena map right now. Both these guys walling up like madmen.
Yeah, that's true. Have a couple of cavalry, scout cavalry going forward for Villese.
They're gonna come face first into a pile of archers from Max. And even before that, I mean, he's completely walled up. These scouts aren't gonna do jack.
What time are you at? Are you at? Sorry.
I am 13:20.
Okay, about the same. 13:55 over here.
13:55. Wow. Okay. So Villese is just getting up his farming eco. He looks like he's, what is that, 9 farms? With Slav's farming bonus, that's probably closer to like, I don't know, 11 or something, if I had to take a guess.
15% faster.
Ooh, a Castle Age from Max, kind of exploiting the Italians' cheaper advance. He's putting down a second archery range, so he's going to be going full crossbows. Beware of the cheap Slav mangonels. Max. Maxy boy.
So I think we didn't specifically mention all the bonuses for the civilizations, but yeah, the Italians get 15% cheaper age research costs. It's cheaper for them to go up ages. The Slavs get 15% faster working farmers and 15% cheaper siege. I don't know about this, man. Going regular archers against Slavs, if you're expecting them to go for scouts. There is enough scouts already out in the wild for Villese to clean up the entirety of the Max's archers over here.
Well, archers can actually deal with scouts pretty readily, at least until the scouts are in good enough numbers and they have upgrades on them. Because look, these scouts they're vanilla scouts, no upgrades whatsoever, and Max has fletching.
Let's see. Do you think that's gonna be enough? It's 5 archers versus 4 scouts. Oh, 7 archers now. Okay, never mind.
It can definitely, even if it was 5 to 4, I think it could be enough because there are really nice choke points around this forest.
Yeah, and also the house is very well placed over there.
Yeah, it can make for a very nice choke point. Crossbow and bodkin coming in.
I wonder if that was on purpose or if he just placed a house randomly over there.
Because typically when you go in like a fast castle type of like crossbow play like this, usually you're a bit short on food, so you have to delay bodkin. But I guess either he didn't, maybe it's just because he didn't invest in a drush, and also because of the cheaper advance, but he was able to afford both crossbow and bodkin.
What time are you at?
17:55.
Alright, yeah, about the same. The crossbows, they are doing so much damage. Now all the scouts are pretty low HP.
He's even tossing in monks, wow.
He's going at it, man. He's going
Max
full
is going all out.
Anti-cavalry, anti-siege, and anti-everything. Actually, yeah, with the monks, he could potentially convert siege even, if he goes for redemption.
This little one-tile cutout where Villese's woodline was, he could just park one crossbowman right there, right inside there, and that woodline is completely GG. Maybe even, he's got Villese here, he can even box in that crossbow if he wanted to. Wait,
where?
You see where the crossbows are right now, Max's crossbows? inside that little wood line, there's like a one-tile gap in there. He could park
Oh.
one crossbowman in there and just deny that whole wood line forever.
Right, right. Villese did move all the villagers away though.
Siege Workshop coming for Villese.
And knights as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
the
what
monk got
Slavs
picked
love to
off.
do.
By scouts over there.
Ooh, at the cost of 2 scouts though. Was that worth it?
It's 160 food versus 100 gold.
Well, food is more important at this stage of the game, I guess.
I guess.
Early gold shaft mining for Villese.
Oh,
That tells
no,
me
the
he
fishing
wants to
ships.
go. That tells me he wants to go very heavy into knights.
This is pretty good stuff for the max right now. And this is this is more like the playstyle that I was expecting from him.
He's redeeming himself.
For sure. I'll tell you eating, man. Having a snack.
No, I was just taking something out. I do have stuff to eat with me, but I'm not going to eat until hopefully after this first half of the stream is over.
Alright. Well, the palisade wall is going down. We have one monk over here and a bunch of crossbows.
Let's see how heavy Max is on gold. Oh, he's actually pretty heavy. I wouldn't be surprised considering he has monks. If he could grab redemption, he could probably... These monks would be very, very multi-purpose, converting knights, converting mangonels. That could be very nice.
Interesting situation though. Right now the max with a very nice villager lead, 13 extra villagers going for the third TC up, while Villese is only about to finish the second one.
I don't think this is enough crossbows to take care of all those knights.
Take a look at that. Take a look at the army micro. Army micro for Villese trying to debate with the crossbows over there. I mean, trying to debate the crossbows with the knights and now sniping the monks with the scout cavalry.
Oh, this is a disaster. Oh,
That's
but
still a good position,
I was right
though.
about to point out. Yeah, that's a good choke point actually.
Yeah.
But he can go to an even tighter choke point right by this forest. I was right about to point out, using choke points against these melee units is always the right thing to do if you're operating crossbows, but not when there's mangonels going around. But the mangonel was destroyed, so you didn't have to worry about that too much.
The max actually managed to convert the scout from Villese. And the knight
so
now
bad.
as well.
Just as quickly as Max got the commanding position, he lost it.
He still has the lead here in terms of numbers, but he's probably gonna lose that pretty soon.
You could probably chalk that up to the Slavs eco.
Oh, all the conversions, man.
No other civilization would have been able to get this many knights out on the field this quickly.
That is pretty solid micro for the max over there.
He converted 3 knights? Damn.
Yeah. He's gonna get another
Double
one.
monastery even. Yeah, Villese is now forced back. This is pretty good back and forth, I have to say.
And the villager count is actually not that bad for Villese, all things considered. I think the max could be pulling ahead even more right now.
2 TCs for Villese. A third TC even for Max. So surprisingly, even with all this aggression with crossbows and monks, he's still pulling ahead in the economy. I guess it's not too hard just because there's no food cost anywhere in this army. Except these couple of spears, but they don't cost that much.
Well, you have to wonder though, with the 15% faster working farms, of course right now Villese is going heavily into knights, but he could very well use that to try to boom a little bit if he wanted.
Look at all these converted knights. So Max has a good monk micro.
Yeah, and he hasn't trained a single knight on his own. All of these are converted.
GPN would be proud. Loves his monks. He would fit in with the arena community perfectly, in my opinion, with monk micro like that.
Just imagine.
Although I'm kind of half joking. I mean, you'd be surprised how mediocre to bad a lot of players monk micro is on that map. even though monks abound on a closed map like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's pretty hard. I
mean,
know
I've been
that
practicing a lot of the scenario editor, and I think I'm improving, but I still haven't really been able to
Yeah, that's good
scenario
practice.
live in-game.
Personally, I am not very good at it. Like, at all. If I need to convert more than 3 units, that's, yeah.
Oh, GG from Villese.
GG has been called, and I don't think anything happened there in particular. I think he just realized that he's just too behind.
Well, if you look at the Vil counts, it's not a huge difference. I think it's more... Maybe it has more to do with map control, I don't know. Because it looked like Max lost it when Villese brought all the knights out, but he converted all the knights, and Max is holding on to this territory. And if he tried to counter a siege, I mean, the Max has more than enough gold to get redemption right now. There was really... I mean, Villese was just going to be perpetually holed up in this base.
Villese was a little bit behind in score, and I think he was just constantly struggling to get out of his base. Probably that's what triggered the GG. Taking a look at the achievements real quick. We have a KD of 6-5 in favor of Villese, surprisingly, but units lost for him were actually higher than units lost for the Max because of all the conversions.
Conversions, yeah.
For economy as well, wood, stone, and gold collection higher for the Max. A little bit more food for Villese, understandably, with the Slavic farms.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing much remarkable going on in that game anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty solid lead from the Max, starting from Castle H.
It would have been fun to see like a late game slugfest between like Italian archers and gunpowder with Slav infantry and siege. That would have been fun to see.
Right.
But, oh well.
Let's see. Score has been updated and the fourth game is now loaded and ready to go. Let me know.
Oh, I just hit my leg on the desk.
Oh, and this is a map that I have not seen before. Let me know and we're gonna unpause it.
Yeah, isn't it because like every single series has ended at like the third game or something? Or at least the ones we've casted so far, I think.
No, but these are home maps, so they can change from series to series.
I guess so. Alright, well, I got it fired up, so whenever you're ready to go.
Alright, give me just a moment.
Sure.
Alright, so we are gonna start the fourth game in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Perfect.
Alright, so the fourth map is Sander, which I don't recall to have seen before. And it looks quite interesting if I have to be honest. I don't think I have seen this one. Yeah. Interesting map. So, yeah, it's gonna be Malay for the Max, Chinese for Villese. And if you take a look at the map, there is like a... How do you call this? How do you call like the lower elevation or the hollow part in the middle? What do you call that? The concave?
Just like the valley, I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Well, this could be called Hill Valley.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, it's like it's like a hill fort without the fort, and it's like a water map.
Yeah, with the outer ring.
It's kind of like gold. It's kind of like Gold Rush in the middle. Not quite as much, not quite as crazy with the gold as that, but I think the theme is the same just because. Well, actually, no. You actually do have quite a bit of starting gold, so I don't think you can even call it that. But still, it's less gold than your typical map. Only eight total tiles, so I think it's in your best interest to secure the middle.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think the goal layout, the goal distribution right now in the middle area is probably favoring Villese a little bit. What do you think about the civilizations in this map, potentially? By the way, yeah, I would like to know what you think about the civilizations and yeah.
Ooh, Chinese and Malay. Okay, let's see. Well, yeah, I can hear someone in the background. Okay. No problem. Tell her you're busy or something. Yeah, sorry about this, Twitch chat. Just bear with us for a second. We'll get right back into it as soon as Nova's ready.
All right, sorry about that. And we're back.
Yeah, it's okay. Real
Okay.
life stuff happens all the time.
Okay.
So civs.
Okay, yeah.
Well, unlike the last map, I think this map is definitely where some bada boom demo ship action can definitely come into play. And Malay don't get heavy demos. It's the one tech they're missing out of their Navy tech tree. And Chinese get the best demo ships in the game with the extra health.
Yeah, 50% extra HP.
And with this I noticed a lot of like deer and like just starting food in general at the start. So I think this can be a really nice map for Chinese, all things considered, because they don't have to deal with that food deficit as much.
Right.
Honestly, with this much starting deer and herdables, they can really go for whatever they want, honestly. And you know, Chinese, their MO is obviously open tech tree and their Chukonu. And, speaking of which, it looks like the bigger talking point for this map is probably the stone instead of the gold. Because if you look, they only have 2 tiles in their immediate base.
That's right.
All the rest of the stone is in the middle of the map.
Haven't noticed that.
So, I mean, if Villese wants to go for that in the late game, he needs to get to the middle right now.
And if you take a look
ASAP.
at it, it's not even a lot of stones available anyway, because I think with the starting 2 piles they get 700 each, but Capture Age says that there is only 4,200 stone total in the map.
Well, let's see, 1,400 for every 4 tiles of stone.
Right.
So they have 1,400 total with the 2 tiles each, and there are 2 more tiles of 1,400 at the middle. So that's 4,200. Yeah, you said that was how much it was?
4,200. Yeah.
Yeah, 4,200. So yeah, that's all there is. That's enough for, let's see, maybe 6 castles and maybe a few TCs each. So that's not going to be a whole lot. I mean,
yeah. When you start with the 200, you start with the 200 stone. You can go for a couple of TCs. Yeah.
I think Chinese definitely might be more stone dependent in that sense, because if they want a good late game, they need Chukonu. Because otherwise, without him, they have an okay late game, but it's nothing amazing. Malay, kind of stone dependent. They also have the same. They have the same bombard towers that Chinese do, bombard tower access.
Right.
And karambits are always a nice late game option, but I wouldn't say it's absolutely necessary, because they've got other options. I'd say, I want to say the later this game goes, the more it's going to favor Malay, just because that's when their options for countering Chinese can start to open up. Like, namely, onagers with siege engineers. Not the best onagers on the planet, but they're still enough to give the Chinese problems, I think, with siege engineers.
Yeah. It's a big issue that Chinese don't get bombard cannon.
No bombard cannon, no block printing for their monks, no hussar, no paladin. So countering strong onagers can be a bit of a tricky situation for them, especially when they're if you back them up with halbs, which Malay do get access to.
So, hello Nebulord, and Palace is saying Tower Rush maybe. Well, we do have 2 villagers on stone for Villese and 3 villagers going forward. So it might be the case.
Or sneaky towers.
What a surprise! We haven't seen those in the series so far. My god, that's a low vehicle.
Les is trying to give Max a taste of his own medicine.
Well, let's see if this works
forwarding like
out.
crazy in the first game, but now it's
Oh.
Villese that's forwarding.
I got you baited. It was an outpost.
Yeah, Villese lost to Ville through all this. But Max lost his scout. Now he's counter-towering. He sees this. Yeah, Villese has to abandon ship.
Four villagers over there. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna go in favor of the Finnish player, Kappa. By the way, I cannot stop thinking about this, but do you notice that like the northeast, the fishing ships over there? For Villese?
What about him? Let's see.
Wouldn't it be nice to grab one of those, hop on top of it, and just push them and sand surf with the boats?
Sand surf for the boats?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
I'm really sure about
really
the
think about
friction
it.
though. You probably need something a little bit more.
He's making fire galleys too, but what for? Like, they're just chilling here. They're not doing anything.
Probably gonna
looks like
try to
we are
send
gonna
it forward.
We are gonna see some water action as well. Villese, I mean, I guess he's not thinking long term. He's just spending all this stone on towers, and every tower he makes, all the stone he spends on making these towers is stone that he's not putting towards castles and Chuko News later on.
I'm not really sure about the Vilese's push. He's falling behind a little bit.
He is 2 villas behind, although that difference is probably just because of the Malay faster advance time.
Yeah. Usually you end up with 3 extra villagers, but because Chinese usually have 1 extra, being 2 behind is understandable. In any case, I think probably the max should be 1 villager ahead, just because of the one that he sniped. Oh, they are sand surfing. The fire galleys.
I see that.
They just moved on the sand. Pretty good
Like,
stuff.
I wonder how the physics of this works out. I mean, I don't think you can do this with boats in real life.
I don't think so. I think that the shape of the, how do you call it? Well, the lower area is not fit for. It would probably just sink. I wonder if they can go. They can go up hills though.
Wheelbarrow for both of these guys, trying to get their ecos up and running. Max is really close to clicking up. That is a bit surprising.
Yeah, he's gonna need to go up. He's going for the market right now. He needs to go up because the towers from Villese are actually being super annoying, and he's getting pushed away from a bunch of woodlands.
I guess maybe it's not that surprising, just because there's a lot of deer on this map for both these players. They can just steal that for a lot of extra food.
Right. Oh, the hull, there we go. Thank you, Gezrard.
Because of that fact, I think this is going to be like a Castle Age aggression-dominated map. Probably an Imperial Age as well.
There's like a dragon floating on top of the water over there in the northeast as well. This map is just so weird. Yeah, the boats are going uphill, everything.
This is a map I think I can come to enjoy. Assuming I played in single player. I don't know.
Right.
Just to chill out.
I really like it. I think aesthetically it's pretty good, pretty pleasing to the eye.
It is. I think it could use some more stone. I don't know, in my opinion, if I had to change one thing. Not necessarily in the player's base, but definitely towards the middle, because only two sets of 4 isn't a lot. It's not a lot.
Right. Oh, villager going down for Villese. And now
Yeah, I saw
all the fishing ships are in jeopardy. Alright, never mind. There is a fire ship or fire galley over there defending. There we go. Castle H has been reached for the max. What time are you at?
20 minutes exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit slower.
This map is pure perfection.
Hello,
No,
Krazini.
you saying that, Trzina, makes me think you designed this. Because I know he designs maps.
I really like it. If you made this one, man, hats off. It's pretty good. Or let's say it's pretty. There we go. Now Castle H has been reached for both players who are going to go instantly into War Galley. Balkan Arrow coming up for Villese. Second TC coming up for the Max though. Villager count 4 higher for the blue player too.
So both these guys, it looks like they're just going to be sticking full water. More docks coming down for Max, and he's forwarding these docks even. So
let's see, now the War Galley is up for both players.
oh no, I'm blind. Villese looks like he's making more of a land. If you look at these archers in the middle.
Let's see. The 3 archers?
No, there's more of them. There's like 7 total. Oh, 8 total. They're crossbows now.
Right hand side?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the dogs are gonna be a lot more threatening once the Max gets Thalassocracy.
Oh, that could be a very relevant tech, huh?
Yeah, over here, yeah, because the boats can go everywhere, and I assume the big range of the harbors can be pretty important in zoning off your opponent.
With the stone he has left in his base, though, he's not going to have enough for a castle. He's either going to have to purchase stone or he's going to have to push towards the middle.
And he's gonna be in trouble because the TC that he was trying to build by the stone is getting denied right now, and he is actually losing the villagers to Vilese's fire ships and crossbows.
Securing more gold in the center instead, okay.
Yeah, Villese is getting the gold.
Where, okay, Max, he realized forwarding didn't work, so he's going to be building a TC back at home instead.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
now.
Yeah. Well, with the 700 stone that you get back at home would be enough to go for a castle if you didn't have to go for towers in the first place.
Towers, yeah.
So pretty well played for Villese, and I have to wonder if that was part of the plan or just a side effect of going forward.
And on top of that, I wonder if Villese is regretting that decision just to put towers right about now.
Let's see.
But then again,
Demolition.
he forced out defensive towers from his opponent, so maybe he thinks it's worthwhile.
Probably. Who had to build the most towers?
It looks
Four
like
for the
Max. 4 compared to 2. It would have been 3 with that first tower that Villese tried to put down, but it was denied by the first tower that Max built.
So I would say it's probably worth it then for Villese. He's getting control of the right hand side water as well, and the left hand side water seems to be under control of Villese too. He's even fishing over there, so that's a sign that he's chilling. 30C coming up for Villese, and man, that's pretty good. 3 villagers ahead, getting control of both water areas.
Yeah, preferably you want to have the Ville lead as the Malay, but here.
Yeah, that's
gonna try
3
pressuring
TCs.
with these crossbows.
Oh, sand surfing on the left hand side. This is beautiful, man. Your map is so good. I love it.
More docks coming on the left side of the map for Villese. is just trying to take the water fight to Max on both sides, on both fronts.
How relevant do you think, well, he doesn't have the stone for a castle, but how relevant do you think Harbors would be to try to get back into the game?
For Villese? I mean, isn't he the one that's kind of...
For
well, it
the
looks
Max.
like he's dominant on the... Looks like he's dominant on the left side, but he's losing water control on the right side.
Actually, the Max might not need that after all. Well, I did notice that the Max was going for a lot of water units. He was...
Sorry, I mixed the players.
Yeah, he was garrisoning a bunch of boats inside the docks. And it seems like, yeah, Villese was not destroying the docks fast enough, or he was not queuing any more units, so now he's getting outnumbered a little bit. On the right-hand side, at least.
Well, if anything, I think the harbors are going to be meant for holding your ground, not so much getting back territory, although I guess you can if you dedicate like a whole bunch of villagers to building harbors everywhere. So, but preferably you're going to want to be spending that wood and elsewhere, like booming up.
He sort of needs it though. He needs to get out of his base because he's going to be running out of resources eventually. He doesn't have any stone anymore. The golds are running out as well, slowly.
Whereas Villese is swimming in this stuff. He's got two big gold piles TC'd right now in the middle.
Yeah. And that's also in addition to the gold that he's been taking from his own base. Of which he still has one remaining. Couple of crossbows in the front of the Max's base. Garrisoning inside the tower. Interesting.
What's he gonna do? What can Max do here? Looks like he's gonna go up to Imp first. Maybe he's gonna go for some like fast fire ship or something to try and take back water control. Though Villese is still quite a ways away from Imp. A lot of gold, but not a lot of food.
That is true. And the military count is higher for... Yeah, it's still higher for Villese. I think the Max is gonna go up to Imperial Age, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna be enough. Because what is he gonna go for?
Like I said, most likely fast fire ship just because it's so water oriented right now.
He's already 12 villagers behind. If he goes up, he's gonna fall behind even further as he only has 2 working TCs.
So what could, he just built a barracks, didn't he? What could he... Oh, he wants arbalests instead? Here I thought he was just gonna get fast fire ship.
Wait a moment, he didn't have a barracks yet?
Yeah, he just built one.
Oh.
He was basically completely dedicated to water. And now he's losing control of the water.
If you take a look at the resources, taking a look at the resources of the Max, I'm not really sure if he's going to be able to go for all the upgrades that he needs.
Yeah, off the back of just the 2 TCs to Imperial Age, you're not going to have everything you want. I mean, I think if you're in this situation, you really need to kind of weigh your options, like what's better, trying to get a stronger land military out or trying to get back water control with a stronger navy. Looks like he chose the land unit approach, and I am not so certain that this is the right call. Oh, he's actually getting both. The madman. Fast fire ship.
Okay, I'm behind a little bit. What time are you at?
34 to 55.
Okay.
Yeah,
relationships. Good shots over there. I'm a little bit behind, so you're probably not gonna see the bodies anymore, but that was a pretty good shot.
Yeah. But Villese is on his way to Imperial Age too. Like, Max has a very short window of time to try and get back water control. and he does have the fast fire ships out. He could do this, but he needs to get control right now.
And the issue lies in the numbers, in my opinion. 9 military units versus 21. And fast fire ship, they're good against other ships, but once again, they are kind of weak against range units because of the nerf.
They are.
Villese could be going for more archers if he wanted to. He's going for padded archer armor, so that's gotta worth something. Ballistics as well. Yeah, what is the Max gonna do? He's trying to push. Going for a DC over there.
At a castle. Villese with a castle. He's now on stone. Maybe he's looking to make shooters at some point.
Well, Villese is on 3 archer ranges in the middle. That castle now, and I'm not really sure about water units. But it seems like he lost control of the right hand side water. On the left hand side, it seems like he's still chilling over there, but he's probably going to lose control as well.
What really sucks about Malay is the fact that they're labeled a naval civilization, but they don't have two-man saw, so their wood income is going to be a bit slower. So it's hard for him to get the numbers that he needs to get supremacy back on the water.
Right.
And now that Villese is in Imperial H2, it looks like that time is up.
And yeah, we have a castle, of course, from the Chinese player. We don't have a castle for the Malay player. So Trebuchet's inbound, and being protected by Arbalest with Bracer and Chemistry, it's going to be a very tricky situation for the Max to fight in.
Well, Malay do get bombard cannons at least, but I didn't see him getting. Did he get Chemistry? I don't think you saw him get a Chemistry.
Villese.
No, he doesn't have it.
Yeah. Only Villese is getting it. Well, that DC is gonna go down now. We have Arbalest for red and we don't have Arbalest for blue.
Yeah, I can sense a GG coming fairly soon.
Yeah, with the castle going down, I mean with DC going down, those villagers are gonna be unprotected. Yeah, only one man now.
Slightly behind in military as well, and yeah, this is not nice.
Time are you at?
40:05.
Okay, we're about at the same time. Yeah, this is MSC, man. The bracket command is wrong.
Look at him! Look at Max saturate that gold pile in the middle. Good God! But he won't be able to saturate it for much longer.
Villagers going down. Mangonel going down.
Oh, nice shot from the Mangonel, but it got picked off.
Elephants might be a good unit choice over here. They are tanky, they are cheap, but they are not going to be clearing out the Arbalists. They're just going to be soaking damage.
Not without any pierce armor. They're in hot. Malay elephants are terrible against archers.
10 damage per shot.
Oh, that was 8 damage a shot. That's pretty atrocious still.
So elephants get 1 pierce armor, base pierce armor.
No, two base pierce armor.
Oh, okay. So we don't even have scale barding armor.
No, they don't have chain and plate barding. They do have scale. It's
yeah, I
level
mean,
1
we
upgrade.
don't even have. He has not researched scale barding armor even.
Looks like he's going to be trying to engage a ranged unit fight, getting all his upgrades for skirms now. But with the economy that Villese has right now, he can make an easy tech switch and respond to that. Well, I say that, but he doesn't have very many farmers. It looks like he's still getting most of his food income from fishing ships. But the fish numbers are starting to dwindle a little bit, so I don't think that's going to be as effective. I think he should probably start dedicating more bills to a farm economy. He's even getting keep. Wow. Keep was one of those upgrades that I never really saw, and then towers got so popular, and everyone's going keeps.
Oh man,
That's nice to see.
Navy for Villese is pretty good as well. He's regaining control of the left-hand side water.
And you know, Chinese are one of the better keep civilizations as well because they get the Great Wall tech.
50%,
3,540 HP once 3,540 HP once Great Wall and all the other techs are researched. They're pretty ridiculous.
Right. Well,
so he
what
just
is the
doesn't
max?
care about Chukonu at all.
He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to, yeah.
There is no high pierce armor unit coming from the max.
Well, you can argue the skirms, but
Ah,
yeah,
that is
close
true.
to GG.
That is true.
He's just behind with everything. There's no coming back from this. Well,
Anyway,
surprising results.
pretty convincing series from Villese, for sure.
Yeah.
GG
Max,
has
I
been
don't know what
called,
happened to
indeed.
him.
3-1, I wouldn't have expected this, like, at all.
I was not expecting it at all. I would have expected 3-1 the other way, but
Yeah, for sure.
Villese took it.
Now let's take a final quick look at the beautiful, beautiful map before we move over to the achievements.
Yeah. Max, wonder what's going on with him. He goes from nearly taking HC2 from Viper, and now he's losing to his fellow countrymen. Not to say that Villese is a bad player, obviously not, but I always thought of him as Max is like the dominant Finnish player.
Yeah, I think
But-
it's pretty related to the types of maps that we are seeing here.
Very likely.
Let's see. So yeah, KD this time around, almost 10-9 in favor of Villese, but pretty convincing victory all over the board. Better economy as well, just a little bit more wood collected for the max. Tech stats, yeah, faster castle age and imperial age time for the max, understandably, but yeah, very good lead for Villese. 130 almost villagers and almost 90 villagers for the max.
You can see in the timeline just how dominant Villese was militarily throughout the entire game. And Max was just struggling to make any kind of military.
That is usually not the case. Usually the player that goes heavily into army usually falls behind the villagers. It was pretty good that Villese was able to get an advantage in both fields. Hello armies over there. Yeah, a little bit too late, man. We are probably gonna call it here. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna go outside and check if there's outcast or not. All right. And yeah, give me just a moment. We are going to give away the 3 months Vuli Silver. And my cat is here again. I'm not really sure if you can hear the meow.